Please welcome Tom Thummery. You all know that I'm here, and your white privileges are going to save you tonight, okay, guys?
Been wanting to do this for 2 hours.
Balls deep in it. Like,
Yeah.
I jumped to the bottom, 12 foot down to the drain at the pool. Like, you gotta go there first.
This is Rebecca DePietro, former WWE diva, Playboy model, and Miss Hawaiian Tropic 2006. Shit, that was a long time ago. You're watching The Dog and Chicken Show. Like, share, subscribe.
That's right. It's time for The Dog and Chicken Show.
Holy shit. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to episode 102 of the Dog and Chicken Show. Phil is having some technical difficulties. He'll be with us here shortly. But yes, let's get clucking with the big bucking Afghanistan animation special. I love that. That's great. That's a great fucking start to the show right there. God damn.
That is a stellar job. Very
stellar.
Nice. Very
fucking
nice.
Stellar.
Yes.
No, just like every week, there's just nothing going on. There's nothing to talk about.
Mm-mm.
Like, this is going to be a really boring show. Nothing's happened in the last, I don't even know, like 72 hours is enough to fucking fill 3 shows, but
No, but it's really just an ongoing story, really. That's the problem. And it's going to be ongoing for quite some time. And it's just going to heat back up, baby. Here we go.
it's a good old story about your Uncle Joe
Yeah, Uncle Joe.
and his crazy racist stories that he tells on his front porch.
Creepy Uncle Joe.
Yes.
The thing. All right. So,
Should we see if Phil's good?
let's see.
Oh, nope.
maybe not.
Yep, he left again. I would say that wasn't enough time to restart his computer. He needs to
I was
restart.
going to say, yeah.
Yeah.
Phil is having some audio issues, but he will be with us at some point. So, shall we begin without him, I guess?
You got drinking words up since I was like
I
super
do.
fucking late to getting started.
Yeah,
here.
everybody I'm sitting down here by my lonesome with like 3 minutes to go. I'm like, oh shit, it's going to be the Tony show.
No, sorry,
Tonight's
guys.
drinking words are Al Qaeda, Bush, Patriot, Bourbon, and if Tony's kids interrupt the show, follow us on YouTube and Facebook at Big Buck and Empire, and on Spotify, Apple, Google Play, etc. All the audio platforms at The Dog and Chicken Show. And of course, if you haven't already, do make sure to like and subscribe to both Big Buck and Empire on YouTube and The Dog and Chicken Show on YouTube, because eventually one of them's going to go away. We're just kind of hedging our bets on YouTube for now, folks.
That is true. I'm going to add ISIS since that's been the ones that have claimed responsibility to our drinking words. There we go.
Dad's worldwide in the house. Eat a dick, Bush. Well, that's what they're supposed to do. Oh, George Bush.
George Dubs. Got it. All right. Let's see if Phil is incommunicado now.
Oh.
Nope. Yeah,
Well. How are we
I can
doing,
hear him.
gentlemen?
Good
And
to
I
hear
can
us.
hear you. Wow, it's two-way communication, isn't it amazing? So, folks, as I'm sure Chicken has already gotten into, but welcome one and all to the Big Buck and Empire Dog and Chicken Show. It's marvelous to see all of you. I am the devilishly handsome outlaw himself, your king of extreme, Phil KOE, the master of sartorial resplendency, but the one who is always fighting technology, Phil KOE, here with all of you beautiful people to discuss all the topics of the day. And boy, howdy, guys, just like Tony, especially just you personally, and just in the news, there just hasn't been much going on lately. It's just been all quiet on the Western Front, right?
Very much, very, very quiet. Let's start out with what we're drinking, and then we'll get into all that.
I'm doing my normal. Just actually, I have Jack Daniels. My wife just brought home a bottle of Jack Daniels tonight. I haven't had it mixed in a while. And then I think I'm going to go to Maker's Mark 101 since Justin's going to end up delivering me another bottle. I might as well get this one down. So I'm going to switch to that as soon as I'm done.
This is my bottle I got stashed here at the mill. Old Forester 1910. It's good bourbon.
Stuff.
Very good stuff. So, all right.
Phil,
What am I drinking?
yeah, Tony, like, what are you drinking, and how's your week been? You just seemed a little stressed out the last couple days, and I don't know why.
Yeah, so I'm gonna let you dub that video up that's sitting in the chat. You can get that ready as I explain what I'm drinking. Phil, this is gonna be news to you, and you're just gonna be like, "Oh God, why? No, God, why?" But Phil, you recognize that bottle, right?
Yeah.
What is that, Phil?
That's your Scotch Forever bottle.
It is. It is.
Aw, it's full.
And yeah, well, it is. See, there's a reason for that because Tony,
is your phone next to your computer?
It's not even on. It's over there now. Shut
Okay.
up. So,
Like,
I had
brother.
I had some samples of I had some samples to add to my Forever bottles. I've got a Scotch, a bourbon, a Irish, and a rye, and in my haste, I grabbed my Scotch decanter and I added some bourbon to it because I'm a fucking idiot. Yeah.
Oh, you moron.
Yep. So that's why I'm drinking this. So basically, we can start from scratch now, but we've got a lovely bottle here to drink. But I tell you what, honestly, you kind of got to try this. It's actually pretty. It's not bad. It's really not bad. That's what I'm starting off with. Yeah, I know. It's not been my week.
You need to put like a piece of tape and actually label it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Then I'll probably switch over to this Glendronach 15, which I enjoy very much. And going back to what Cody asked, how's that driveway? My week's kind of sucked. Yeah. So yesterday, I wake up, I look outside, I'm like, holy shit, it rained. But it didn't rain. My driveway was just really wet, but the lawn wasn't. The street was soaking wet, and couldn't seem to figure out why until I went outside and looked. There was a geyser coming from the end of my driveway and a bunch of little spouts in the street just shooting up water. I'm like, holy shit, this is interesting. And as it started to get lighter out, I saw this little guy underneath my poor little PT Cruiser. Go ahead and hit play, and you can take a look at this. What you see here is a gigantic hole under my car that almost swallowed it, probably about 3-4 foot deep. Turns out there's a water main that runs directly underneath my driveway. And here you can see all the little spots where it's shooting straight up through the concrete. There's a nice one right there.
Lovely.
Yeah, there's the street itself actually peeling backwards to allow water.
Can't wait to see your water bill.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go rounds with the city if they try to charge me for any of the fucking water or, waste at this point. That was really hard to get off of there. I had to back up a couple inches, turn to the right, and floor it. Here you can see my driveway falling into the massive pool. Good stuff. Yeah, fun stuff. There's the street actually just dumping water out left and right. This was a great morning. So then eventually the city came with their big backhoe. They dug up every bit of concrete that was left there, and they finally got the water stopped, and they filled back in a bunch of dirt and rock, and now it looks like shit.
Problem.
So yeah, that was my yesterday.
It looked like a really fun time.
You're just loving life right now, T.
Yeah, life's great. It's just great. And this is on top. And after I got the city to come dump the last load of rock into my driveway, the key guy,
you a free swimming pool. Quit your bitching.
Jesus.
That is a glass half full fucking attitude right there.
You gotta look at the positives. But here's the best part is as the city guy is dumping the last bit of rock in what's now my new driveway temporarily, the key guy is pulling up from about 30 minutes away. He's there to put a new key into my wife's car that we have not had a key from since Sunday when we got back from your place, and I moved Lindsay's car backwards about 5-6 feet so Phil could get out. From that point, lost her key completely. have not been able to find it. So had to pay $160 to get a new key put in on Lindsay's car, and yeah, so it's been a great week. I fucked up my Scotch decanter. I had to get her a new car key, and we have a gigantic mess in our driveway. Yeah,
Batting 1,000, T.
Oh yeah, can't wait to see what tomorrow brings.
And
We do have
in
more
the
comments.
meantime, still
fuck you.
Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast champion.
My computer's taking a big old shit on me. Tony's driveway is giving him hard times. He messed up.
Still the champ.
You got a rub
Fellas.
salt in the wound there, don't you?
I can pull you out of this hole you're in. The world can be such a better place if you just acknowledge me.
No. We'll never.
Imitation is the most sincere form of flattery.
All right.
Well, let's get into this one, gents.
Yeah. So where are we starting?
Oh, boy, where to start? We're
obviously. Well, hang on. Before we move forward, there was a comment. Do we even address any of this? Phil would be the expert on this one.
So you guys got to get into how badly Dylan Burns just burned himself, huh? I'm afraid the hippy dippy just got all drippy.
Yeah.
Throw the farm up with some fire comments tonight.
I love it.
Someone that's been in the middle of that, like I've actually know every one of the players in this. I've met like Samantha Banana, Connor Rana, Dylan Burns, Prime Kais. Like I've had private messages of quite a few of them. Chin up, Tony. You'll win the next pay-per-view, and Chicken will owe me a bottle, according to Justin Chris. Nice. But I gotta say, this was one where. The one thing I didn't say on my Prime Kai's stream that I said the other night is Ronald Reagan one time famously said, after I forget what it was, he was being smeared about something, but he said, well, I've been cleared and vindicated. Now who do I go see to go get my reputation back?
Yeah, exactly.
And that's the damage has largely been done. I mean, even if you say you're sorry, it doesn't matter. The damage has largely been done, and Prime said it best. All the infrastructure is still there in place to totally incentivize this kind of behavior of just run. Well, that's basic like tabloid style
run roughshod on people you think is friendly colleagues. Yeah,
and that was the thing that just got me the most. Is these people are supposed to be friends, and they didn't come to each other directly before they went publicly with it, and that was. And so, at the end, I said, there was two promos that wanted to be cut there. There was the one that Prime says, like, Dylan, just leave me alone. Just stay out of my life. Don't talk about me. And then there was the one that he had been thinking about all week that he wanted to cut. And it was the, fuck you, motherfucker, trying to ruin my fucking life. Fuck you piece of shit. Like, that was the one he wanted to. But he was holding it in. I could see, that was the one I was like, oh. And I haven't really reached out to all the players of this game. I just said, I'm praying for you to Prime. And for those who don't know, for the people who have no idea what the fuck I'm talking about here, Prime Kais is a Twitch panel host. He usually has pretty big ratings, and Dylan Burns also does the exact same thing on Twitch for a bit bigger following. And so there was kind of this appearance of conflict of interest that one was bringing up a impropriety scandal involving the other one, and then there was even more conflict of interest when folks were dating people that were involved in the story, and it was like, what the fuck? Like, you couldn't eat this drama tale. If you go look it up, if you were to write it in fiction, you wouldn't believe it because you'd be like, that's too on the nose. That's right. So black. Like, no. So it's quite a sordid tale, but Prime is still rocking and rolling. Dylan, you could tell he thought this was his Anderson Cooper, his Walter Cronkite moment of, let's look at these charges and we need to look at this testimony. It's like, you've been watching way too many Trump impeachment hearings there. I don't know. So that's my general take on it. But enough of that panel drama. Now, granted, it's from my beautiful face, so of course it's enjoyable. But gentlemen, let's move right along to what we got for the evening.
Well, since you mentioned the whole Trump impeachment thing, let's see if I can find the story real quick. That Babylon B just right. No, yeah, exactly. You know where I'm going with this, Phil. Let me find the story real quick. Damn it, where the hell did it go? I didn't drop it that long ago, did I? Anyway, so Babylon B dropped a story with the fallout of the Afghanistan disaster. Nancy Pelosi announces that it's time to try and impeach Trump for a third time. Yeah.
Oh, that's Babylon B?
Yeah, Babylon B posted that one.
I was about to say, you have to ask, though.
I know, right? You're like
Babylon B has kind of become more trusted than half the other headlines that are recommended. That if I open a new tab on my phone, automatically it's going to show me a bunch of stories, and I'm like, I don't trust most of these, but yeah, Babylon B, man, they're right on the nose anymore. Like, they should really think about moving away from satire and just be full-fledged actual reporting news. Kind of like, remember when like Jon Stewart and The Daily Show was still satire, but nobody told Trevor Noah, so now they actually think it's just news.
He thinks he's actually saying the news.
Yeah.
Phil, my last suggestion for you is change your mic USB port into a different one. It might pick up then you'd have to refresh your StreamYard. So anyway, of course, we're going to open this up with Afghanistan talk, of course, because we got to get this out of the way. That said, though, there's a lot of shit that's going to happen in the next day or two. So we're not going to get too deep into it because there's a lot of unknowns. There's a lot of different things going on. So but we're going to cover like the facts, the basics, and then kind of our thoughts on like where this is going to lead. So, and that we don't want to drag this out. Like, we could talk about Afghanistan all fucking night at this point because it's been shoved down our goddamn throat. But
we kind of did last week.
Yeah. Last week was
and for those of you who didn't
last
watch
week was fucking fun.
Last week's was good. If you missed last week's, it was a pre-record, but go back. We covered the entire 48-hour fall and withdrawal of Kabul, and I think we really did kind of nail it out of the park. We're really kind of the best, honestly.
Yeah. I really love the Harry and Meghan thing. I think
that was very nice.
Yeah, really, none are better. You can't really top us in our analysis. And yeah, that one was so good. That whole episode, I actually played it as part of a subscriber drive over at KW. Over at KW Nation. This way I can at least see the comments and see what's going on. But yeah,
I just wish you had a better mic on that phone. God,
I know.
So do I. I got a great friggin' $100 mic in front of me right here. I'm trying to figure out how to make it work here. So, folks, we will see how that goes throughout the evening.
All right. Anyway, let's get into it. Kabul bomb attack that killed U.S. troops amid Afghanistan evacuation leaves some veterans reeling. So if you didn't know and you've been living under a rock, today 2 bombs blew up outside the international airport in Kabul, which killed 13 U.S. service members. I believe 11 or 12 were Marines. One was a Navy medic, I think. From what I heard, resurrected the trauma of the 20-year war of Afghanistan veterans and their families as it added to the victims. Marine Corps Gunnery Sergeant Alan McAllister, who deployed to Afghanistan in 2010 as a squad leader, said he hadn't heard from one of his best friends serving in Kabul since early Thursday. We were used to being the ones in combat. Our family members are back waiting, McAllister said. Now we're getting a taste of what it's like to sit and wait for information to come in, and it's a whole different fear. So the videos are out there. 8chan's got some horrific footage of like after the bomb exploded and everybody just laying there. It's not for the kind of heart. It's shit you can't unsee, but
been a lot of that in the last couple of years.
Oh yeah, this one's really rough though.
Oh,
I haven't seen it.
Grow the Farm Up says Eric Prince is offering to get people out for $6,500 per person and get them to secure airports. I'd trust Blackwater to save more than Biden. KOE, care to elaborate?
Eric Prince, that guy would know a thing or two about extracting people safely in very tense areas.
Explain to the folks at home who Eric Prince is and what he
Eric
does.
Prince, for those who do not know, is a he was the impresario of private paramilitaries. For those who don't know what that is, there's certain areas and certain tasks that are outside the bounds of even a military within a war zone. And so certain tasks are contracted out, such as like making sure some political figure is securely moved from one place to another. That's something that would often be contracted out to companies like Blackwater. Blackwater is fairly infamous for its varying activities. We'll put it that way. But yeah, Eric Prince, he's always been and he's been in one way or another tied to quite a few of the figures of the Iraq War, one way or the other, regardless of what you think of him. And also, Blackwater has also just released its official line of ammunition, so you can actually buy Blackwater.
Shit.
5.56, 9mm, 45, even a 50 caliber BMG. So yeah,
Wish to support your local mercenaries?
Oh, and
Blackwater ammo.
Where he came from, he was incredibly wealthy before he's a Navy SEAL, but he was incredibly wealthy before he ever even joined the SEALs. If you like, a good example is if you in your vehicles, when you bring down the visor and the technology that turns the light on automatically when you open your visor, that technology was kind of the foundation of the Prince family's wealth. So yeah, the Prince family is
a basic electric switch.
But the idea of when you bring it down, it's done automatically. That was their kind of innovation a couple of decades ago. So that's that technology is what helped bring about the Prince family wealth. And he was also very connected in the Trump administration and pretty much any Republican administration. You're going to see Eric Prince somewhere in the cast of characters going forward.
Gotcha. So when it comes to what's going on in Afghanistan, there's a couple of things that I think is worth talking about on here. Like, we know some of the details. We know, two bombs blew up. Afghanistani or the Taliban forces were supposed to be guarding that entrance to the airport and that checkpoint. Don't know what happened there. Obviously, those facts haven't come out necessarily. So I guess the questions are like the fallout from this is like everybody. So I take screenshots here. I'll just pull it up. Sometimes I'll just pull up, like I'll do like a Daily Mail feed, and usually it's all like pro Biden, anti-Trump.
It shifted.
It is 100% fuck Biden. He's out. He needs to resign. Like the corporate press,
unbelievable,
has turned 180. They're done with him especially after this. There's a few holdouts out there right now. So it's like, what is the fallout? Like, is the 25th Amendment going to come up? Like, what would you place your bet on? If you had $1,000 and you're going to get a 10-1 odds on something, is it going to be 25th Amendment, resignation, impeachment, or will nothing happen?
I think at this point, and I said this just a few hours ago, like literally driving home, like just thinking about it, listening to you guys chatting on my way home, and I'm like, man, it's so weird to think that the supposed most popular president in American history by a voting total 6-7 months into his fucking tenure, and we're already talking and the news that was praising him to no end just last year has already turned on him this hard because of this. And the funny thing is, those same news sources are going to tell you 110% that this fall of Kabul was completely inevitable. That same source is going to say that he is not trustworthy. He's done. It's time for him to step down and resign. But they're also going to tell you that this was all completely inevitable. So it's very clear at this point that this was all smoke and mirrors from the get-go. As God, it's almost like I've heard this before. When I said it, you said it, that this has been a fucking ruse from the get-go. Biden was just a stand-in until they could get the person that they wanted in. Now, yes, Phil, you said it first. The timetable has been sped up, but I think at this point, they're going to let him wallow. They're gonna speculate on the 25th Amendment. They're gonna speculate about impeachment. They're gonna drag Biden through the mud as much as humanly possible until he's almost as hated as Donald Trump. Then, when it comes time to pull the trigger and get him out of office, there will be no pushback. Nobody will have anything to say about removing him and putting Kamal and go, oh, this was a big ruse. It's just going to be like, yes, finally, we've been doing nothing talking about how horrible he is. Now he has to resign. He's doing it on his own volition because he's going to be removed by extreme force. But that's how it's going to happen. We're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to sling all the mud we possibly can about Joe Biden. We're going to make him sound like the worst possible person in the world. And when almost everybody's on board with it, that's when he resigns. That's when he steps down. And if I had to put a wager on it right this second, I would say probably, God, the way it's trending, give me early summer next year.
Do you think it'll take that long?
I think they are going to grease people up as long as they can. They're going to. This isn't over. Like, Afghanistan's just heating up. There's so much more we could throw him under the bus right now. Like, let's face it. This has just started. This isn't going anywhere. We can make him look like shit for a while yet, and we're going to do it. And we're going to say, man, he had such good ideas, but he completely flubbed his job. This is all on him at this point. This is going to be a smear campaign to the likes we've never seen, because it's going to be coming from the party within that tried their hardest and did unspeakable things, supposedly, to get him in office just to get him out of office. This is insane to think about, but it's going to happen, and we're seeing it unfold right now. So, yes, I think it's going to take a while, but I think that's by design.
Interesting. I know Phil's got a lot to say. I'll be pretty quick here. I'm sure he'll be backing us.
Hey, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Yes, we sure can. Hey, we get a normal Phil experience now. Great.
All right.
That was annoying the shit out of me. Thank you.
All right. So we are here with an echo.
Is there an echo? I don't hear an echo.
Somewhere. I'll figure it out.
All right. I don't have an echo, so hopefully, audience, let us know if there's an echo.
He said that.
Okay. Anyway, so yeah. You're going on eventual resignation. That's where you're going, Tony.
I think it has to be resignation because otherwise it's going to be too obvious.
Gotcha. Okay. So impeachment, no. First off, there's not enough votes. There's no way it can happen. Somebody says echo. Phil echo. Is it only?
I think I'm echoing too now.
Yeah, Tony as well.
What the hell?
Hey, hold on. I think I know. Here. Is that better?
How we doing there? Hey,
Got it.
Beautiful people.
For whatever reason, if I'm sharing a screen with sound and then somebody re-signs in, you guys get echoes. I don't know why. It's weird.
All right, so
Anyway,
this still relates to what we were talking about. Let's talk shit about Chicken for 20 minutes until he has to resign.
Yes.
So
Piece of shit.
I don't see impeachment actually going. They don't have the votes for it. They would have to wait until after post 2022 elections, and that would actually have to mean that the Republicans that get voted in would have to have some balls, and I don't see that happening. Phil, wait, you can retort. There's a fifth option: does he make it? Like, God willing, hate to think somebody ill of somebody. I think you all know what I mean. That's probably to me the most likely option. Resignation is probably second most likely, because 25th Amendment would require his cabinet to actually be involved in that, and his cabinet is probably more feckless and fucking retarded than he is. Let's be real.
I don't think that matters.
Now, if I may, this is just confirming something that I said right when Biden got in, and that was every day that Joe Biden occupies the office, Trump looks that much better.
Mm-hmm.
And here we are, because hell, think like nowadays there's people that are looking back like fondly at like Bush and Obama as presidents. Like, oh God, like think about that. So Biden, regardless, is going to survive the midterms. He's going to survive at least until then, politically, and then he might be, if he does get trounced, Say the Republicans take back the House, which is what I'm predicting. If I were to put money on it, I'd say the Republicans are going to take the House. Not to be construed as actual gambling advice, but if that just me personally, that's how I would put it. And so if that's the case, Biden knows he's getting impeached. Whether you think it's fit or not, because again, President Trump got impeached for investigating things that we now know to be true. And that was why he was impeached. So you can bet Chicken, you say, oh, they're not going to do any Republican that hopes to get any fundraising dollar better fucking hope they will be on board or they will be primaried out within the next 10 years. Those are their fucking choices. There's no way around it. The donors want it. The voters want it. So again, the Democrats open this Pandora's box and it is going to be turnabout is fair play. And so now we figured out whenever the opposing party has the House, the opposing president's now getting impeached. That's now what's happening.
So Chicken's banking on 25th Amendment. I'm going with resignation.
No, 25th Amendment won't happen. I'm banking on him not making to any of those.
Okay, but what do you think it is that's going to remove him though?
Alzheimer's. He's going to say, you never know when
it'll be
resignation.
Health. It'll be health.
Yeah.
Okay. So resignation due to health.
Yeah, that's a much finer point on it than just saying
either voluntary.
I'm not going to diagnose him from the distance. Sure. I'll say that for sure. I'm not diagnosing it. Just I'm giving a prognostication into the future.
We've got two slightly different resignations and an impeachment. So again, let me reiterate this. This is the most popular president in United States history we're talking about in his first year of his first term. And not one of us predicts that he's going to make it his full first term, which strangely enough, gosh, when it was announced that he was the actual Democratic candidate, we all said he wasn't going to make it his first full term should he win.
In fact, there was somebody that said otherwise. And Tony, be sure to check in on him here in a little bit when we get the time. He who said otherwise, but that's one thing. You got to realize Brendan Roy says Biden the last 6 months, I think he's going to make it through the midterms. And if his party somehow, some way holds on to the House of Representatives, he will see the term all the way through. He will not resign so long as there's a breath in his body. Do you think people give up power willingly? Do you think people any human being would give up the near godlike power of the presidency, clothed in tremendous power, can call in a kill squad on any human being on God's green earth at the drop of a fucking hat? Oh yeah, people give that shit up all the time. If he holds on to the House of Representatives, he will hold on the full 4 years. If he loses the House of Representatives, this is, my health, you never know when it comes. He's always come at the most inconvenient time. So rather than facing an open impeachment in the House of Representatives, I'm gonna, let's cut to the facts, Jack. I'm just gonna go ahead and resign. That is your spoiler alert for the next 2.5 years.
I saw a comment up above. Let's see. Grow the Farm Up says, in the words of President poet George W. 43, presidenting is hard.
Yes. Presidenting is hard.
It is hard.
It's hard work.
Your Urasama had one about how Biden had slipped up on a comment. I did find that.
I don't believe you.
I missed that.
Let's check this out here.
Okay, this is whitehouse.gov. That's fine.
Yep. All right. So there might be an echo, so you gentlemen stay quiet for a second.
That you can do anything a man can do. It's one
Oh, come on.
thing for someone to keep pounding that in the head of her 5 granddaughters as well.
What?
What the fuck did he just say?
What?
Can you replay that?
I'm gonna let this load for a second.
I can't stay quiet for this.
I don't understand.
What the fuck did he just say? He's like beating the head over, beating you over the head of your granddaughter. What the fuck?
I
Urasama, what'd you get us into?
This is the president of the United States. Osama didn't get us into shit. It's Biden that's getting us into a whole fucking load of shit. And woe is us, folks.
All right. Mute yourself so we don't have any echoes. Let's try this again. All right.
My 2 daughters were born that you can do anything.
Oh no, it's just a recording. Whoever recorded it, it just had this buffering issue.
That's
apparently.
fucking hilarious.
Maybe not. Like
that
these-
technically
buffers.
count.
That's
One
amazing.
thing for somebody to say that and keep pounding that in the head of their 5 granddaughters as well. But
What? I don't understand.
what? Until they see it, until they watch, it becomes real then. That's why, by the way, it happens to be
Okay, I have no idea why this is playing so shitty. Like I'm plugged into my.
being
Because it makes them look better if they make it buffer.
vice president.
The leader of the free world, ladies and gentlemen.
We're going to have some president.
We're gonna have some president.
My
So
2
anyway,
daughters were born
he
that
says that she's ready soon, and this was just like 5 days ago or 3 days ago, something like that.
So,
Jesus.
So that's the gist of it. But so here, Biden, she meaning Kamala, happens to be in Asia for me right now. But that's why we have a female vice president of the United States of America who's going to be. We're going to have some presidents pretty soon.
This is the truest comment of the evening, I think.
We're gonna have some presidents pretty soon. That was a quote from the president
We're
of
gonna
the
have some
United
presidents
States. Get
pretty
back
soon.
here. Where'd that go?
You had it.
We are gonna have some presidents pretty soon.
Okay, hang on. Biden. She happened to be in Asia for me right now. But that's why we have a female vice president of the United States who's going to be, we're going to have some presidents pretty soon.
All right. Thanks, Arisana.
Wow.
That's actually,
Yeah, like
that's amazing.
Lynn
Like-
says, I feel bad for the sign language interpretation lady.
Oh
Yeah.
my God. Yeah. Ah.
Like you can never
Hardest
keep
job
up.
in the world.
Yeah, I mean, like with Trump, it was easy, just the best. We're going to do amazing, incredible. Like
And
just,
you get to
yeah.
repeat it like 6 times.
Yeah.
There was only
like-
like 20 words that you had to use. There's like
Yeah,
a
it was the
roster.
easiest fucking job in politics was being
Fake
Trump's
news.
sign like fake news, evil media. Like I don't know actual sign language. I know this means home, and of course,
Well, like one thing I learned, like, so my wife
know.
does, my wife teaches kids,
Oh.
like preschool age kids, and like, fuck you and thank you are so similar. Like, there's,
Why would they do
you,
that?
and then there's thank you, or like, it's something like that. I don't know, but it's like, it's so close. And
you
I'm
know
like,
why? How
love
else can
it.
you be passive aggressive?
I know, right? Even,
Come on, gotta
even
give them
deaf
some.
people.
Let them have their passive aggressive. Like that's been used that way. It's kind of like in Spanish. There's the O
thank
and the
you.
ah. You know, like.
All right, Jeremy Kidder, for how much he stutters, she probably looks like she's breakdancing. Yeah.
It's the new TikTok trend dance.
She'd be like,
Holy shit. Sign language
Sign
for pooping is pull on your thumb.
We see, folks.
we just started. We're only 38
You
minutes.
are
in.
learning so
Learning
much
is
tonight.
growing, folks. Yeah,
Yeah.
like we need that ding, 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 ding. Like, oh yeah. So, but yeah, sign language. Like,
I don't know. Did you pull up the one, or is... Nice. Did
just
you pull this one up earlier? Even Biden's recording can't speak full sentences, I guess.
nice. But did you guys ever hear about the? It was actually controversy. I think
Wow.
it was Nigeria. The president, he had the sign language interpreter, but the guy didn't know sign language. He was
Oh,
just
yeah,
up
that-
there, just kind of.
You have to interpret for Obama, and everybody's like, "How did that happen?"
Yeah, there we go. But yeah,
What?
he was normally an interpreter for
Yeah,
like
let me
some
find
major head of state in like
was a big
some
deal.
African country, and then he was the sign language interpreter for Obama. But he didn't know shit from apple butter. He didn't know whether to shit or wind his watch when it came to sign language. He was just kind of doing this stuff, and nobody ever called him on it. And apparently that shows how few people actually watched the people who hired him previously.
I'm sorry. I just thought of a great sketch we could do sometime on this show. Obviously, Phil is President Biden, and Chicken and I do what we can to try to make sense of what
we
he's
can
saying.
sign language when he's saying. Like,
now, here's what you need to realize.
No.
Well, there you go, Chicken. You just gave yourself the out of context fucking clip of the year.
Yeah.
Jesus. Well, folks, enjoy this final episode of Big Bucket
Made
Empire.
it.
We made it. It was a good
I was
run.
interpreting your words. Sorry.
When it comes to President
You
Obama,
fascist.
the thing you need to realize with any good Obama impersonation is even though he was born in Hawaii, raised internationally, educated internationally, and spent the majority of his adult life in Chicago, Illinois, he still speaks with a slight Southern accent.
Here we go. Fake sign language interpreter, Mard Mandela Memorial. So the guy on the right here.
It was the Mandela Memorial!
Yep.
Fuck! Like, no way. Like, is there some way we can shoehorn OJ and Michael Jackson into this story? Like, it's got everything already.
It's like,
Jesus.
so I want to know how many interpreting jobs did this guy get, and not a single deaf person went, "Hey, wait a minute. Like, I need to sign somebody," because they wouldn't tell somebody, but like.
Well, there's one of two explanations for this, in my opinion. There's really two easy explanations. The easiest one is nobody get like this guy because he was doing sign language for like some other heads of state. And so either nobody gave a shit when this guy would announce things, or people in Nigeria are really polite.
Yeah, here you go.
Like they're just like, well, you know, he's got a gig, you know, God bless.
He looks
like,
believable though. Did you see that? He looked pretty believable.
Well, you know,
just watch.
Jeremy, I can't put that comment on.
I was trying to avoid saying that, Jeremy. Thank you.
I can't put that comment on, Jeremy. No, I gotta put that comment on.
Put it on.
Yeah, you do.
I gotta put the comment on. Jeremy, the deaf people are like, hold on, wait, something doesn't sound right. God damn it.
I see what you did there.
there.
Okay, this is a deaf person in the crowd going, what?
Blind people.
I love the look on his face. It's like, what?
Okay, so you get the actual interpreter on the left, and then him faking it on the right.
Folks in Nigeria are just really polite. They're like, they don't like,
He's doing the same thing over
God.
again. He just keeps tapping his head. And...
Hey, look at this. Canadian
dude. It's been a while.
Hey.
Welcome back.
I was actually just asking the fellas what happened to you. Not that was what? 2 weeks ago?
Speak of the devil, or speak of the Canadian.
I thought maybe he visited Australia and things took.
Oh
turn
God.
south.
Yeah.
Can't even move outside your own house. Like, dude, like that was weird. Like, just to kind of like, I know it's a slightly different topic, but wow. Like Australia, I didn't know that place was just gonna turn fucking full on totalitarian that quick overnight. Yeah. Just like,
yeah,
like
I didn't know we were going to get a shining example of why it is that people are so attached to their firearms, but here we are.
I mean, yeah. Australia got rid of its guns in the 90s, and look where we're at. Look what like, because that's very unfortunate. How's COVID? Oh, it's just marvelous. No, it's not. But it's the thing we all deal with every day in one way or another, and it's just gotten so utterly normal. Like I noticed like kids like about like 10 to 15, they're almost not comfortable without their masks.
Yeah.
Oh, my son totally is fine. Like, okay, so school, Iowa put a mandate in to where no government buildings or anything can like mandate masks, but the federal transportation things can. So I think Lynn mentioned he has this in Missouri too. So when my kid gets on the bus, he has to wear a mask on the bus, but then he goes to school and sits like 30 inches away from another
Yeah.
kid and doesn't have to wear a mask anymore. And I'm like, what the fuck is going on right now?
For
So,
some
like,
people, it's still to this day, even a year and a half later, it's not so much about the actual science behind it. Are you
It's the
making an effort
controlling
to
of
make
people.
me feel better? Because that's all it was ever really
It's
about.
anxiety. It's basically managing anxiety. Is what where we're at now. When kind of just going back to the Australia thing, they just arrested the big dangerous evil criminal. Did you hear about him? He was some guy that just walked out of his apartment and sneezed in an elevator.
In an elevator by himself.
Maybe he had COVID, maybe he didn't, but they just said he did, just to bring all unholy hell down on this guy.
Here's my theory with Australia. I
I'm
don't
sorry to
think,
hear that, Canadian dude.
Yeah, that sucks, man.
They need masks in Vancouver again, according to Canadian dude. So
Is that because things shifted that badly, or because things have shifted that badly?
Trudeau's
you could take that two different ways, unfortunately.
I was about to say, wasn't there? Didn't he have some big controversy he's trying to kind of divert from? I forget. There was some. Trudeau was in hot water over some.
Trudeau's always in hot water. That guy's an idiot.
Other than the crack.
Anyway, back to Australia real quick before we move on. I really think Australia, down under, they've literally been like under a hole or under a rock for so long. I think they're watching the footage we watched back in March of last year just now. And they're all going, oh no, people are falling over on the street. And they're like they're seeing the panic and the concern that all of us had back March, April and shit of 2020. Yes, he is. We're seeing that happen in Australia, but to your guys' points, they don't have guns and they really can't do anything about it. Now you have this totalitarian approach to COVID. Yeah. Like I saw, I don't know if this is true or not. Maybe I should look this up, but it said they had 5 COVID cases, so they locked everything down. I'm like, really?
That's a slight exaggeration, but not by a whole lot. They just went nuts the minute they even had any cases hitting, and I know, consult your doctors, yada yada yada. But it's one of those.
Talk to your doctor.
Yes. I was just amazed at how quickly everyone got locked in. Oh, and yeah, there was even talk. There was some politicians even talking about locking down entire apartment complexes, like the Chinese were claiming they did. And so who knows if that actually ever happened?
They were like, it worked in China. China reported great numbers, right? Let's do
Did you fact check that? Yeah, send the fact checkers on that one.
No. I don't know. The whole Australia thing's just blown my mind because I see the videos of the protests of them breaking through cop lines. Cops like there was the one where they bear maced a fucking 15-year-old girl because she didn't wear a mask when she went into a fucking store. The store kicks her out and she sat out front. And they called the cops on her, and then the cops aren't even wearing masks when they come up and fucking mace her for not wearing a mask. I'm like, what the fuck kind of horseshit is this? Canadian dude, they just shut down the areas we could go to get COVID shots. Seriously?
And this is getting better.
It's making a little less and less sense every day.
Pretty much. I'm just trying to find, because there was a tweet that one of the Australian politicians put out, and I'm like, wow, holy fucking shit balls.
I love this one. Canadian dude, I would have figured by now Jordan Peterson would have saved all of Canada. No?
Oh my God.
Canadian
and we will
dude,
need a COVID card soon to be able to take part in movies, sports events, concert, and such. See, we're not quite to the point where we have to have our vaccination ID, but we're probably not far off.
Yeah, that's hitting eventually. Unfortunately,
comment section is on fire tonight. Yes, it is. I just heard a loud thud. You know what's above me? My fucking kitchen. And I always bitch about dents on my fucking wood floors in my kitchen. I'm like, every time I hear that thud, I'm like, God damn it.
Oh my God, that's great.
That's all, folks. I love New York. That is,
well, I was trying to find it. I figured
here, yeah, put it up closer.
Oh, okay. All right. For those who do not,
I'm full screen.
Andrew Cuomo That's all, folks. Yep, that's it. He's done.
Lynn to Canadian dude. You can come down here. I mean, we took Nickelback.
That's fair.
Jesus.
No. We also took fucking Bryan Adams.
Damn.
Yeah.
And Michael Myers.
Well,
Yeah.
okay, okay, we had to take Bryan Adams for taking Michael Myers.
This is like a weird draft we've like started here.
Well, what are you gonna do? But yeah, goddamn, even
Where's
according to the
Wayne Brady fall
BBC
today, like
Jesus Christ.
Canadian dude, keep Nickelback. Oh, don't worry, Phil.
No, we want. Okay,
Phil's
hang on.
like, no, I want Nickelback.
Yeah.
Oh Jesus. Okay, this isn't a rumor, guys. This is according to the. Oh no. Okay, this is a month or two ago, a couple months ago, when they were talking about but even back in December of 2020, they were locking down entire apartment complexes in Australia.
Yeah, I know, dude.
Yeah.
It's been crazy.
So the idea that they
Australia is
would
actually building like I don't want to call them concentration camps just yet, but they're building COVID camps for those that are infected. And if you do not follow rules and obey the edicts, you will get thrown into a COVID camp. Like we were watching
Apartment complexes were patient zero.
Yeah, we're watching a nicer form of the eventual rise of like almost like a Nazi-esque fucking regime in Australia, except for they have nothing to conquer because they're on an island. They just want to conquer their own people. So it's fucking weird. It's super weird what they're doing. They're all like, well, they're all voted in. They can vote them out. I'm like, yeah, but you have to sit and wait until the next election. Like, that's kind of
well, you gotta just sit through all this. But yeah, didn't we give Canada Randy Quaid?
I'm sorry, but anybody only listening on the audio, you do yourself a favor and watch the video version of this episode, because the comment section is fucking on fire.
Okay, he's saying
go to youtube.com/Big Buckman.
He's saying we keeping Deadpool.
AKA-IN.
We took Wolverine. You can't have him back. We totally stole Wolverine. I mean, sorry, Wolverine's basically American now. Sorry, he's American as like Michael Myers, Alex Trebek.
Tony, you can't have Ryan Reynolds now.
Oh, I've called Ryan Reynolds multiple times on this show. I'm sorry, but I'm first in line. It's me, okay? I called dibs a long time ago. I know you guys are fighting over second place. That's fine, but I did call dibs.
Darn it.
Once
Ryan
it's called,
Reynolds.
it's called.
Okay, I have to do it. No drinking words been said yet. ISIS.
Son of a biscuit.
ISIS K. Is that like Special K?
Yeah, like when I first saw that ISIS K thing, I'm like, dude, that's not going to catch on.
Is that like the Delta variant of ISIS?
Exactly. I was just going to say that. Of course it'll catch on.
It's ISIS Delta variant.
Yeah.
That's a Special K. So
it's going to be for those weird Twitch streamers and the lefties on there to be like, that's not ISIS. It's ISIS K. It's totally different, bro. And be like, oh, fuck off.
That's true. That is true.
It's going to be these weird semantic arguments over who kills more people and who hates America more.
Well, that was because of ISIS K, not because of ISIS. And really, the biggest loser in all of that
ISIS
was
like 6 times. So
was the show Archer.
Yeah.
Was the biggest loss in all of this in the last 5 years.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a shame that Archer had to divert from doing the spy stuff for a bulk of the series, and now we've lost Jessica Walters, so Mallory Archer will not be. I think she's in part of the next upcoming season, but man, ISIS really fucked up a bulk of that show, which is a damn shame.
All right, should we move on to the next topic since we've like completely gotten off the
but
rails
let's
here?
Hang on, one last one.
cover some
Grow
of
the
these
Farm Up.
comments quick.
Definitely check him out on YouTube. Grow the Farm Up on YouTube. Almost all comedians other than Dave Chappelle are Canadian. Letterkenny. So if you're a Letterkenny fan,
Canadian dude says aliens are here, man, and Randy fucked them up. That's true. Randy did save the fucking day. And Lynn says the last act saving America. Shitter's full. I don't think that was the same Randy Quaid movie, but you know what? I like to think that was what he said last. That's a heartwarming.
I confirm. I don't care.
Okay. All right.
All right.
So this definitely took a lot of odd bird walks tonight, but I love it.
Yeah.
The comment section is fucking killing it, folks.
That was fun. Now this one's gonna be just as fun. I know the comments are gonna fucking light up.
All right, everybody,
this is
gear
one
up.
That is,
buckle
this
in.
is near and dear to Tony's fucking heartstrings. He's been so pissy about this for the last week or so since we heard the news. And so OnlyFans said no more porn, and they retracted it. Took a total U-turn.
There you go, T.
OnlyFans says it will no longer ban porn, in stunning U-turn after user backlash.
Well, all of them.
Consumers pick.
Yeah.
The consumers drive the market, folks. This is beautiful.
This is the first time I've ever seen the consumers actually push back against the boardroom, because the boardroom usually wins. Okay, let's be frank. You know how Chicken, you always talk about the cathedral? I talk about the boardroom. The boardroom usually don't get, like, we'll see what happens. Now, they're not going to make less money one way or another. They're going to make sure they make money. But now, T, all right, I will step aside here for a moment, and I will let you give your full analysis on this. This is your moment, your Joan of Arc. Take it.
I mean, the problem here is that we literally just on Saturday filmed like 45 minutes worth of arguing about this very topic, only to have this week they do a complete U-turn and go, okay, maybe we fucked up, guys. Sorry about that.
Can't clip any of it.
We'll add this in as an addendum.
I was just saying, like, just a few short days later, it's already obsolete because they
that was a waste of fucking recording time.
I don't know. I had
Jeez, chicken. Well, at the time it was topical, and we did actually get into the back and forth as to why such a decision would be made. And to give a slight preview, what I said is, you know, I might, whether you agree with the decision or not, you need to be able to understand it. OnlyFans was trying to appeal to people that don't click on OnlyFans. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. My OnlyFans, you know, KOE King, like I was really worried. Like, I mean, all of my simps that just like come in daily and just yeah. What can
this whole topic did bring up a couple of things that I never really knew. So like everybody thinks that like, yeah, the hottest chicks can just get on OnlyFans and like make millions of dollars or $10,000 a month. Like there's a lot of those. Yeah, they can, but there's a lot.
And some not so hot.
There's some mildly, mostly. There's some really pretty girls on there that are just like not good at social media, not good at OnlyFans, that are like prostituting themselves out, and they're literally only making a couple $100. Like,
oh yeah,
no, that's true. That's 100% true, and. Like the ones that make the most money are obviously going to be the ones that are viewed by the general public as the ones who are, you know, quote unquote the hottest.
I don't know where you left off in the comments.
It is it is the top like 5% or however they dictate who's in the top whatever percent. It's the ones that know how to cater to their audience, that know how to interact with their audience, that know how to make posts that appeal on a social media scale, because there's a lot of work that goes into this, you know, honestly. If you're talking about somebody who does a do-nothing job, stay at home, this is one that actually does require a bit of work, even just to get signed up. And we talked about this the other night. The reason that they're doing this U-turn, the reason that the consumers and the creators turned this around is because this is a taxed service. Like, you're not going to see something like this happen unless something like this is being taxed. So that to me is really the big reason that this did get turned around. And the fact that like 98% of the created content on the website platform is sexually explicit in one form or another.
Lynn says, I don't understand OnlyFans. Porn is free. Who is paying for this?
I don't know.
Super horny people.
There's
levels of horniness, right? Like
we talk. Okay, maybe we do still need to upload that episode, because I know we talked about this. But
so I was like, okay, all right, no, hang on.
There's the nuance
here. We must keep this alive.
There's a nuance here.
it's because people are paying for that experience, right? People want that girlfriend
of watching
experience.
some girl play with her butthole.
No, it's because they feel like they can interact with that
It's
person.
fully
right?
interactive.
Exactly. People want the interactivity. That's why it's social media. It's true. You've got to want the interactivity. You've got to want specific.
Now, granted,
content.
we
This is
can't.
exactly
You
why.
can go on Pornhub right now and watch anything you want. That's
This is
fucking
why
true.
YouTube
Facebook
doesn't
market-
share. This is why YouTube doesn't share their code, because somebody would turn YouTube into
Exactly.
an OnlyFans with super chats, to where you could super chat somebody $20 to shove a finger in their butthole.
And nobody's filling out W-9s to use.
Now,
is
here's the
brilliant,
thing.
actually.
Now,
this is a brilliant
Tony,
marketing
like,
strategy. This should
here-
happen.
This isn't a new marketing strategy. Do you get like again? Like, do you guys remember the old Blues Brothers movie, the Blues Brothers 2000, where they walked into that mass phone sex place? Okay, I love my.
We have to read this.
Yeah, I'll let you have at it.
Jeremy says, I love microwave at grapefruit at the perfect temperature of 97.5 degrees.
97 is too
We
low
learn
and
more.
98 is too high.
We learn more.
You, boo.
But so anyway, like, so now. But yeah, now all right, back to it. The phone sex industry has been a well-known thing back in the 80s. Hell, I think even in the 70s it was a thing. The 90s, and then when the internet hit, it just fell off entirely. And so
evolution of the service.
yeah, so this is actually an evolution of the service, and this time, you know, the person doing the service can't really claim like, oh yeah, just doing all kinds of crazy shit over here. It's thoroughly good over here. Meanwhile, like I love in the Blues Brothers 2000, they're all wearing like curlers and stuff, and just it's
Well, yeah, it's before you'd have to become part of a service. Like you're giving up most of your paycheck to somebody else to be a part of the service. In this regard, you're paying taxes, you're earning an honest living, but you're your own boss. And that really is it not the American dream, right? To make as much money as you can the honest way and not have the government come after you for it and do as little as humanly possible. Like, think about last year. Just wonder why this became such a popular platform. People had nothing else to do with their time in these large metropolitan areas. Of course, this became a popular thing. People without jobs, people don't want to go back to work. Of course, this became a popular thing.
Tony, you want to know what saved it?
What?
Diversity and inclusion. No, watch. Oh my God. No, I just read this. Holy shit. This is great. Thank you to everyone for making your voices heard. We have secured assurances necessary to support our diverse creator community and have suspended the planned October 1 policy change. OnlyFans stands for inclusion, and we will continue to provide a home for all creators. We
Happy
have
birthday,
secured
Phil.
assurances necessary.
yeah, it's my birthday, so
We have secured assurances necessary to support our diverse creator community and have suspended the plan on the policy change. Diversity and inclusion wins.
wee. Jesus.
Thank God.
Oh, I knew I took all those classes for a reason.
I got nothing here. Like, can we just be? Why can't they just be honest? Like, we were about to become less valuable.
We are not in the era of honesty. You know that.
Oh, this is great.
It's Twitter, though. Nobody gives a shit. Like, all the rules are off on Twitter.
This is the greatest thing. Like, okay, I've been on this like weird anarchist arc for a few months now. This is playing by their rules exactly how they are written, and it's working.
Yeah.
Holy shit!
But no,
this
like,
is
Tony,
amazing. I don't know why this isn't a bigger story.
We're well beyond the era of honesty. Now we're in a time when people will spout complete, absolute nonsense, dare you to speak the truth so that they can call you some sort of Easter-ism. So, yeah, we are well beyond the era of facts and truth. That's ship sailed.
So
I am so white-pilled after reading that. I am so happy. There's hope.
Damn it.
There's so much hope in this world right now. This is great. Have we got through these?
I mean,
comments
like
yet?
Jeremy's gonna like you said, Jeremy's bringing in more grapefruit money.
That's true.
Did we go through like warm apple pie and all that?
Yes, I did. Yes.
Okay.
Ursama, we're not in the air. Honestly, we're in the air of diversity inclusion. That's true. Phil, you better stop singing that right fucking now. Don McLean will kick the shit out of you.
Yeah, he will. He'll actually just bust right into the fucking mill. That's why I said nothing but
IP address.
I just went one bar. I knew if I did 2 bars, I'd be fucked. But yeah, Don
Canadian
McLean,
dude says now we can do grapefruit things on OnlyFans and make some dollars. That's what I'm saying. That's what Jeremy's talking about. That's what I'm talking about. It's the customized experience, folks. Some people want to see Jeremy fuck a grapefruit. Some people want to see a watermelon. Me personally, I like a honeydew. So I'm willing to pay a couple extra bucks to Jeremy to warm that up to maybe 99 if I'm feeling really frisky. But it's about product quality, and that's what Jeremy is offering on OnlyFans. You can't just get that on Pornhub. That's why this is a successful business, and that's why they did this 180.
Here.
So, like, would you pay extra? Like, no. Do the honeydew instead, not the grapefruit.
If I'm not feeling the grapefruit,
the honeydews taste too good. Don't ruin a honeydew.
They can taste
cantaloupe.
better.
Cantaloupes suck.
Hey, you shut your whore mouth, chicken. Fucking cantaloupes are
objectively honeydews are better.
Okay, all right, folks. Chicken. I didn't know that you were a fucking communist.
See, honeydews are softer. Okay, honeydews are softer.
Like, no, that's the fucking line. Honeydew fucking versus cantaloupe mushmouth. Fuck off. No.
Okay, no, like a cantaloupe is really soft, right? The outer shell, the inside, it's a lot softer. Honeydews are a lot firmer and stiffer. Whereas like a watermelon's really hard on the outside, but really mushy on the inside. So it really comes down to personal preference.
I still like the warm apple pie.
Yeah, but who wants to waste a pie like that?
I don't want to bake it. Yeah.
Well, you're not going to.
These are the deep thoughts you get here on the Dog and Chicken.
Yes. This is the high-minded, big-brain, Aristotelian logic that you get here at the Big Buck and Empire Dog and Chicken.
See, aren't you glad you came back tonight, Canadian?
Thank God.
I don't know how we get the most.
I don't think any of us actually do. I'm just
excited that we get to.
God damn.
I'm just glad a man is
comments are fire tonight, folks.
Make sure
you listening on audio, go check out the video version of this. It's great stuff.
Oh my God Almighty.
I'm loving it. Great stuff.
So,
you ready for the next one?
Let's see.
Again, we have a great video on OnlyFans.
This one
completely obsolete already, but be on the lookout for that.
This one, you guys, I did not give you a heads up on. I just thought it was funny. I thought it would be a good curveball before we get into some of the main final ones. But
all right,
Florida man hides from police under mattress, gets caught and bitten by canine.
Florida man.
Wait, okay, hang on.
Adventures of Florida man.
Like, was this mattress like actually on a bed frame, or was it just like laying in the middle of the fucking road?
Should we find out?
Yeah, I think
now before
these are details.
While you read that, let me just say, while you're reading that, getting everything together, I just want to say this real quick. I remember years ago, one time my daughter was playing with Legos, and she made a Lego of a guy with like a weird, dumb-looking face, as close to a mullety type hair she could get, and jeans, and her and her friends called him Florida man. So that's how mimetic that motherfucker went. Yeah. So yeah, I just thought I'd throw that one. When the minute you brought up Florida man, it's like, okay, yeah, I've got a special place in my heart for Florida man.
All right, let's see what our Florida man did here. A suspected thief who attempted to take refuge under a mattress was sniffed out by a sheriff's canine police dog in charge. Michael Lewis, suspected of stealing a vehicle, allegedly hid under the mattress of a Florida residence in a bid to escape Hernando County Sheriff's deputies on Monday. Justice, a police dog with the canine unit, detected the 59-year-old. Imagine being 59 fucking years old and hiding under a mattress from the cops.
Life's going really great right now. You know, like
it was the My Pillow guy.
Hey, I'm just here hiding under these mattresses here. You know, just checking out the competition. Don't talk. You know,
Corporal Miller.
These thread counts aren't anywhere near My Pillow.
I'm Mike Lindell, and this is the My Mattress, testing it out here on the streets of Florida. As you can see, the dog thinks it smells really nice. He's now urinating on my left ear. It's very warm. He's biting my ankle. Those are probably just the drugs. That's the reason that I'm naked and have a cantaloupe on my crotch.
Mike Lindell, and I've fallen off the wagon.
Yeah. Use promo code Big Bucket and you save 50% on all of Mike Lindell products.
Unfortunately, the moment you hit proceed to checkout, you'll immediately be placed on an FBI watch list.
I do love this. Somebody had posted this. Canine Justice, 8-year-old, approximately 78-pound dog. Jaws of Justice is his strength. Meanwhile, Michael Lewis, 59-year-old, 145 pounds, weakness, hiding ability. That's just fucking mean.
Florida man. Just
well
the infamous Florida man.
Let's see. So let's see here. The story. Corporal Miller began giving K9 announcements at every door to the residents, sending justice into the room. Search for Lewis. A statement from Hernando said, after clearing a handful of rooms, Miller gave announcements before entering the room. At this point, the trusted dog began circling around the bed, very excited, prompting Miller to lift the mattress. Justice stuck his head under it, and the man started to yell. And then it was then that the officer realized Justice had caught Lewis by the... Okay, so did the cop not know the guy was under the mattress? Seriously?
The dog had to figure it out.
The news stories are going to be Florida cop doesn't notice man under mattress. Dog finds him. That's probably the real story here. What the
hide and
fuck?
seek champion 2021.
Oh my god!
About to say it took a dog to sniff him out. That was, yeah, that guy would have actually gotten away with hiding under the bed had it not been for the dog. My god! Because think of how many people.
I speak with my kids. Hey, are you ready? And they all yell, "Yeah!"
And then they're not.
Yeah. How'd you find me? I don't know.
Okay.
Damn
yeah.
Okay. Hear me out. Is this a police brutality thing? Because the dog's excited running around the bed. You can't tell me it had to be a Tempur-Pedic.
Certainly not my pillow.
God damn it! Grow the Farm Up wins tonight. That's
Imagine.
Great.
Imagine
the memory foam would have absorbed all the bite.
Never underestimate memory foam.
Oh, shit.
Imagine being that cop walking into the room and your canine circling the bed with a suspect that, come the fuck on. I don't care what mattress you have. You know somebody's hiding under that bed. It's going to look weird.
Well,
there's going to be something up. And the dog's getting excited. You know what the dog is getting excited about. The fact he allowed the dog to bite this guy and then makes jokes about it online. Like, I'm sure the guy's probably a dirtbag. He's probably a scumbag, but that's your cop? That's your Florida cop?
Florida
Amazing
cop
training.
versus Florida man with Florida dog.
This shit's kind of gross,
actually an alligator.
Like, this shit's kind of gross, really. Like, there's a lot of people that get treated like shit in these instances.
Well, I get what you're saying, Chick, and it's like, oh, so you had no idea he was actually under the bed because that's how he gets away with.
Didn't know a guy was hiding under the bed. Brendan Roy, Rhode Island, neither a road nor an island. Discuss. Oh, Jesus.
I would argue, I think Rhode Island does only have like one road. So technically, I think it is a road.
We are Rhode Island bound.
I could be wrong.
You know how some people say Australia isn't real? I think Rhode Island isn't real.
Oh.
I don't know anybody who's actually been there, so I can't confirm that this actually exists.
I do know that. I do know people who have been.
I was about to say,
Brendan's
Brendan's probably gonna be like, I've been there before.
Brendan's entire backyard in his neighborhood is Rhode Island. That's how big Rhode Island is.
I'll go fucking QAnon on you. Prove it.
Okay, it takes like 45 minutes to drive across it.
From New Hampshire, probably.
I'm looking it up.
Probably doesn't take all that long.
Does
That's what-
it
yeah,
take
it's
to
like-
drive across Rhode Island?
Okay.
These are the hard-hitting questions.
I hope you guys have been keeping
It
up.
takes
on-
about
on
1
the-
hour
on the
to
shit
drive
so far
through,
behind.
and that is diagonal across the state. I hope this answers your question.
Grow the farm up.
Thank
When you're playing hide and seek with a 5-year-old or responding to a 911 call, always act like you don't know where they are. It's more fun.
Hello, where are you? I don't know where
could
you
he
are.
be?
No, I don't
All right,
see you.
No.
Yeah, that,
Grow the farm up gets a standing ovation tonight. Like,
that's good. Could you be behind the curtain?
it's been there. I've been there. It's full of assholes.
It's an hour of assholes just
Lynn,
driving
you don't
through.
need to take such a risk. What
Oh
you
my
really need to
God.
do is
Yes.
drink real milk if Rhode
Yes.
Island is real. That's what you need to do.
That's a
If
good
you drink-
segue. That's a good segue
Feel
into
the
my next
almond milk
story.
coursing through my veins.
Phil, you're gonna love this
Yuck.
one. You're gonna love this next story.
Let's see it.
Holy cow!
Oh, God.
Dairy milk makes comeback for hot girls in New York City coffee shops.
Nice.
That's right. Dairy milk's making a comeback, folks. Got real milk? Move over almonds and
Almonds and oats.
It's time for cow's milk to shine. This would
Ah.
be somebody that Phil would pay money to make an article, would
Yes.
type it out like this.
Yes.
Who wrote
Like-
this?
I see Phil doing.
Make
a
sure it's
Twitch
not one of
stream.
Phil's alias.
Like
When I
you look
read
it up, Barry Black.
Yeah.
Like, God damn it,
Yeah.
Phil.
When I read this, I could see Phil like reading it on Twitch, going, "Move over."
hang on, chicken. Let me read this. All right, hang on.
Okay.
Got milk? Move over, almonds and oats. It's time for cow's milk to shine. In recent years, alternatives have been milking the dairy industry as American consumer habits shifted to become more pro-plant based. But now, cow's milk is back in a coffee shop near you. In an utterly unbelievable turn of events, cow's milk is having its triumphant return as plant-based alternatives hit the hay. According to a Grub Street article, author Emily Sundberg reflected on food habits while abroad, writing, "The real international delight, I realized, is pouring whole, full dairy milk into your coffee. It is perhaps the most civilized activity in which a person can partake."
So
Scroll down,
oh,
chicken. This is.
Oh,
No,
Phil's
we're
like, it's not
good.
over. Feels like I wrote more.
There's,
You gotta-
look at that.
You got
Let's
an
just
attractive
Jesus,
girl.
get rid of
beautiful
that
woman,
banner. Yeah.
even more
I-
beautiful milk. Like,
Yeah,
I mean,
she's like
that
trying
ad
to.
before
She's
people
trying
get
to
the wrong
act like
idea.
she's drinking it. She's probably a vegan, so she's like blocking it.
I was
but
gonna
she's
say-
like, I really want to
oh
be
no.
paid.
With
Totally
how
not
beautiful and
following
even
that.
her skin is, there's no way. Like, she would have to be drinking quite a
If
bit.
you look at her eyes, you can see.
Okay,
her
hang on. This is important. On Twitter, fellow cow milk enthusiasts are drinking up the lack of plant-based alternatives at their local haunts. The real reason I like Abraco is they only have half and half. No fancy milk, tweeted Caitlin Phillips. Incredible. A user replied, obsessed with them not having any non-dairy alternatives in 2021. Some people are dubbing cow's milk as the beverage of choice for hot girls. Absolutely true. 100% true. With one barista writing, hot girls are ditching the alternatives and going back to the basics. And in this quote, cow's milk is back. Hot girls are ditching the alternatives and going back to basics as they should, as they must, as they would eventually get to. Propaganda. So unfortunate. Oh, this is great. So unfortunate.
Why is it still stuck on my screen? Tell me what
Tony's just
you
like,
do.
no, this is what we do now.
It won't go away. Like wait,
He just leaves it on a 10-hour loop. Motherfucker!
Did Tony like freeze up with it fucking stuck on the screen?
No, he's dancing to it. I don't know what happened.
Or is it just me and you? Okay, there we go.
Okay. All right.
I started it, so I think only I could end it.
Apparently. God, that was painful.
All right, pull the article back up, chicken.
Oh, my
We
God.
weren't done yet. Like all that silliness aside, all that nonsense. It's so bad when just bad propaganda gets put in your face, folks. I can tell you this because I make coffee 3 mornings out of the week in Manhattan on an hourly dime. So the hot
for
chicks,
you.
folks, the beautiful women,
okay,
the
Karen.
beautiful people, and you want to be one of the beautiful people. So switch back to just good God's honest cow milk. Tony's OnlyFans welcome video. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
These are the same people that are telling you must get vaccinated. You understand this, right?
Oh. Okay, I'm sorry. The beautiful people are telling you this is the milk you need, and chicken's trying to slander and malign them, folks. These are the folks. These are the forces of almond and oat that are arrayed against the good God's honest salt of the earth dairy farmers of God's honest U.S. of A. So, folks,
Don't you dare
be
forget
pulled
about
in by
cashew
this
milk.
siren song.
Or
You know what's
coconut
the right
milk.
thing to do. Oh.
Cashew and coconut are just as important as almond and oat. Okay, really, all the milks. Because at this point,
down below
they're
regular
just
milk.
as
All of them are down there
important as
equally.
any dairy milk, and anything's under preference. And
Silliness.
just because Phil and Karens of Twitter apparently think that
The beautiful
hot girl
people.
summer includes
The hot
only
chicks.
dairy milk.
The
Come
hot girls.
on.
You want
Phil,
you want to be a hot girl, don't you? Well, hey, that's how the hot
No.
girls are drinking milk
No.
this summer. They're drinking milk
But
now.
no.
That's what you
it's
add
like
to your
white
milk.
boy summer, but for white girl milk. Like,
Hot girls. All
Hot
the
girl
hot
milk.
girls. We don't care
Do I
where
need
you
to
come
play
from. Anywhere
Dad
on
Bod
God's
Summer
green
video
earth.
again?
It's what the hot girls
I'll
are
do
drinking,
it.
folks.
hold on. You may have defeated almond milk for the time being, but you have a new foe.
Oh God.
Is potato milk the new non-dairy alternative? Know all about it here. Potato milk is not only soy-free, gluten-free, sugar-free, but is also an excellent replacement to dairy, as it is quite similar.
It's also
to dairy
happiness
milk.
free. It's like just darn, let me replace my almond milk with the potato milk. I was afraid I might have like 2 or 3% left of happiness in my life. So Jesus.
At this point, the trail mix of milk that's not dairy, I don't know that I want to throw a potato in that bag.
Milk is an indispensable part of many people's diets. Cow and buffalo's milk have been long consumed as a beverage used in tea, coffee, and also many dishes and sweets. For a lot of people, however, milk is a strict no due to personal preference, dietary restriction, allergies, or intolerances. But now there are plenty of non-dairy alternatives like soy milk, almond milk, oat milk, cashew milk, among others available for consumption. In the latest edition is potato.
Who the fuck let the old world Irish get in on this fight?
Fuck you. You think you make the best milk? Our milk, we don't even milk our fucking cows. Our milk comes from potato. Like,
We throw everything into a pot and boil it for 17 and a half hours. Fuck you, potato milk.
Even most Irish people are just like, wow, who is that just gristled, angry Irish? We're like, no, fuck you. We're making potato milk.
Michael Flatley drinks 1.5 gallons of potato milk a day.
That's how he's
that's
the
a
Lord of
dated
the
reference.
Dance.
If you still understand that reference, I commend you. Thank you.
I gotta pee. You guys milk this one.
Oh, waka waka.
Nice pun.
So,
Ursama
Tay,
with a really
are
good
you-
point. Goat milk kicks ass.
It does.
You know, I've never had goat's milk, but I have had goat cheese.
This one I had one time. It's amazing. It's actually one of my favorite sweets. You can get it at a Mexican market in Hastings, Mexican food market. And what it is it's a caramel, but they use goat's milk for the dairy.
Oh.
right? And it's like I don't know how else like if you're not Catholic, you're not gonna know what the fuck I'm talking about. But they put like the little wafers that they do the Eucharist, for lack of better terms. It'd be 2 of these wafers, a bunch of this goat caramel or caramel, and it was just like in a little sandwich, and it was the shit. It was amazing. I loved it.
That.
And yeah. Next time I'm in Hastings and I'm in it's not in a normal neighborhood either. It's not on that one, drag where everything is. It's you kind of got to know where it is.
Grow the farm up with a really good hard-hitting question. It's unfortunate the chicken's not here to answer it, but where is the chicken milk, you milkists? And ironically, West J. Ryan says, milk it. I'm assuming sexily as he rubs his nip. Yes, or that sounds so good, Phil. Usually the soothing voice of Phil does make most things sound better than they really are, but I'm going to take his word for it in this regard. And Justin Chris, I love how we just said fuck politics and go to Tony G's OnlyFans, Florida man, and now milk. What's next, Flat Earth? Oh, God. I do want to revisit Flat Earth before the end of the year. So
is that because AJ Styles has questions, Tony? Is that the only reason? Like, I want to revisit Flat Earth. I mean, AJ Styles, I fucking love AJ Styles. If he's got some questions, I'm willing to examine
it. I think AJ Styles is smarter than you give him credit for because he's really good at playing that dumb Southern boy. No, I seriously do, especially now that I'm on TikTok. Like, if you scroll through TikTok and you get on a specific side of TikTok, the conspiracy theory and flat earth society of TikTok is a beautiful thing. But so is the side that trolls the flat earth theory side, and it's even more beautiful. Just the absolute savagery that comes down on those people is just, it's delectable. You gotta get on flat earth TikTok. It's an amazing side.
Now, what's Justin funny Chris, to me is,
we have visited flat earth plenty. No, we must not stop till we get to the end. You do not stop
and fall off the edge
until you fall off the edge. Exactly. There's an end to it. We'll get there. They promise we'll get there. I mean, there's going to be a bunch of armed guards.
But we don't have to worry
Antarctica.
Because it's falling up. We just have to worry. You just have to wait till it turns around, keeps falling up, and catches you again.
The one I saw most recently was the flat earthers are now saying, well, if you look at these super duper zooms on these cameras and you zoom in on ships sailing off in the distance, they just disappear. They don't lower over the horizon. Well, yeah, no, they don't if you crop the video or you edit it down to before that happens. But they also, their new catchphrase is apparently water doesn't curve. Hey, Phil, have you ever
put a drop? Have you
ever seen a drop of water, Phil?
It curves. It's quite curvaceous.
Have you ever seen a drop of water?
It actually does have a tension pressure that is
I'm gonna draw a tear. Now you tell me, does this remind you of the understood symbol of a tear?
No, that's not a square, Tony. Don't you know water doesn't go around? Why is that a square?
That's rather round. Huh. Almost like now, that doesn't mean shit.
What flat earth actually started as, and it's actually pretty funny to me, is it was the best way to troll smart people. If you wanted to just like really troll someone who's really sort of like, well, how can you actually prove that the earth is actually round? It's like,
Sama with propaganda. Oh goodness.
But yeah, I mean, so there's all kinds of crazy shit in this world. There's, people who like believe in like, flat earth. There's people who believe that Marxism is correct. There's people that believe that almond milk is superior to cow's milk. I mean, there's all kinds of crazy shit that people believe. But, here
depends on what you're using it for, really.
I don't know.
Urasama coming in. Yes, the UN flag is a picture of the flat earth. Yes, that is a common theory that the symbol of the UN uses is just a hidden cover-up truth that we live on flat earth. That is part of it. Oh, we got a new comment coming in from Zombie Batman 420. How has there not been one flat earther that has tried to go to the edge? Like, not one of them has wanted to walk to the edge and take a picture. There's a reason for that, because they all believe that all the South Pole, the North Pole, the Antarctic, There are armed guards there. That's what NASA actually is. There's armed guards there preventing you from reaching the edge. And the people that have tried, and yes, and the people that have tried to go up into space for taking pictures of flat Earth, guess what happened to them? Those are all man-made rockets. They get up there high enough to the point where they'd actually be able to photograph it, and then guess what? He died.
That's convenient.
Yeah.
The flat Earth is like when you go to talk to a Neil deGrasse Tyson or a Bill Nye, you go like, so how can you actually prove how do we know the Earth is actually round? They just go, and that's what it actually started out as. The problem is there's some people that it started off as a troll and now they start to believe it, and that's the fascinating thing. It's like to me, it's like Have you ever seen he was a dim mock master and he was in his 60s and he claimed that he could defeat any mixed martial artist and he said he had the psychic touch and all that kind of stuff. And then he puts a challenge that he could beat any MMA fighter, and a guy from Japan who was an MMA fighter, a Kyoshin karate fighter, and a Brazilian jiu-jitsu fighter said, okay, I'll do it. And this guy's delusion just brought him into this fight, and he thought he was going to be able to make it. And you literally see him get popped in the face for the first time in his life, and you see that look of, oh my God. And that's this kind of delusion we're talking about. Is the flat earthers is like they're so deep into it, they think they have the dim mock death touch that they can psychically control their opponents like a puppet. And it's close to
amazing to see, like, the people that gravitate towards that conspiracy are so easily convinced of something because it just sounds it's put in simplistic ways in a simple enough way that they can understand it and go, man, there is a question there that I'm just not grasping.
It's one of those things gravitate. When you get really high and you really start thinking about it, you go, bro.
But is that like
bro
the way it is though?
Urasama does bring up a really good point here. I will say that a lot of zero gravity footage is completely fake. Why? I don't know, but it is really obvious. And there was
a lot of shit.
Just
have you seen the movie Apollo 13? They've been able to do zero gravity footage quite well, at least since the 90s.
Yeah, Hollywood. But we're talking about like just simple interviews. Just a few months ago, there was a clip I remember seeing where there was like 5 or 6 people just kind of hovering in place or supposedly in zero gravity, and they're just there, and
NASA's
for no reason whatsoever.
A bunch of images like this has been
other than the fake images, but during this specific video, one of the people in this interview was holding something and all the things that are floating around them to prove they're in zero gravity, and this guy accidentally lets go of this thing, and it just drops. Deader than a door, it just fucking drops, and the person like tries to kick it to bounce it back up into the air. It was the most awkward, completely fake thing you've ever seen in your life, but it was so hard to ignore it. So you're
I got these weird fucking lights behind me that just randomly fucking change colors on me, like out of nowhere.
Talking about controversy.
Jeez, I was about to say.
You pissed off your FBI agent.
I'm glad I'm not high right now.
But yeah, like that is the thing you got to realize is breaking our gravity well and getting out into space. Like there's been a lot of things I've heard about like why it would be very hard. And like, especially once you get out of our atmosphere, there's a lot of radiation you have to deal with the minute you're out of our atmosphere. And so I understand some of the skepticism because you do have to realize we were in the Cold War. Propaganda was more important than the actual victory in battle.
Yeah.
And so you have to and that's why NASA's funding will be eternal, because they know what was actually reality and what was propaganda and what was the noble lie and what was the real truth of things.
I think that's why a lot of people still question things like the moon landing because of propaganda in the Cold War, because it's so believable to think that, yes, of course we would fake something that monumental of a scale just to win a battle.
I didn't know potato milk was going to turn into this.
Well,
I
now
didn't either,
here's
but here we are.
I gotta say one other thing though. Now, when you talk about people who think that the moon landing was fake or the flat Earth, what I like to do is double down and like one up them on their conspiracies. So when they say like the moon landing was fake, I'm like, you still believe in the moon? Sheesh, get with the program. Or it's like the Earth is flat. It's like, you still believe in the Earth? Sheesh, get the
Shit,
you,
that doesn't
you-
exist.
You probably are just down thinking just the birds are fake. You don't even know. So like, yeah, just
Well,
so
the
that's
birds
what I
are,
like.
the birds are robots that are spying on you.
Yeah, the fake birds thing really took off. I don't. At least nobody in Nebraska or small Midwestern areas fucking believe that shit because I think
Well,
one
yeah.
of them
They did.
across a
They
robot
just,
by now.
they just didn't talk about it.
Right? Yeah, it
The
blew up on
birds are
Instagram.
fake. All the birds. Now, granted, if
The returning the birds gay. No.
now like that's one of those things that oh god, it's like they're turning the butterfly balance gate. Like but
See, there's a lot of Ursula bringing up a giant tree theory connected with fly. Okay, we got a lot of stuff to cover on that.
What the fuck is this? Oh my god!
That's
send
one we're gonna
that
have to
to
save.
Chicken in the private
I've
messages,
never-
and we're getting that some.
Yeah, we're
Giant
not.
tree theory.
I don't know anything
Oh,
about
God.
that one. I don't know what Flurf
Holy shit!
is. Flurf like an offshoot of Earth? And Justin Chris says birds are robots. Then I'm being watched by a lot of pigeons. Then
Yes.
Well, now and, here's the thing: every conspiracy
Those
always,
pretty hummingbirds are just collecting shit for OnlyFans.
in my
Stealing
opinion,
my
they always have
USB.
a grain of truth. And I do imagine that at a few like intelligence agencies, they probably do have a camera that's mocked up to look like a bird in like 2 or 3 places. And so now
sure.
people who are overly paranoid, like, oh my God, are all the birds fucking cameras now? And so then it just like all the birds. And that's why I always say, even the most wild conspiracy theory can usually be found in a grain of truth somewhere.
Yeah.
And so I wonder what that grain of truth is to the flat eartherism, because it's not that the earth is flat, but I wonder what is the gravitation to this. Like that's I don't have a good answer to that.
I don't either. I time will tell.
All right,
I think
let's
it's,
save the rest.
I think
of the
Oh well,
flat Earth.
whatever, never mind.
I think it's time to move
Jesus.
on.
Let's.
Yes, like and there's this thing you guys have been talking about all week,
my
and I'm
God.
curious about it. I haven't been
Oh,
following
so
it. I don't know
Phil
what the fuck
is
we're talking about.
totally clueless on this. So Justin Chris from Yanked Up, I believe, was the first one that brought this to our attention. So all of us kids growing up in the 90s, Nirvana was a part of our life, and the album Nevermind was an impactful album on the entire world, whether you liked the album or not. Like it changed the face
Changed
of
everything.
it changed the face of music, and it changed. Yeah. So anyway, we all remember the album cover with the little baby chasing the dollar bill in the pool water. That baby is back. Nirvana
Grew up.
sued by man photographed as baby and Nevermind cover album.
But
The man
why?
who was-
What are his grounds?
Well, let's read on. The man who was
My
photographed.
first thought is, what are your damages?
Yeah.
But yeah, continue.
The man who was photographed naked underwater as a baby later would end up on the cover of Nirvana's iconic album Nevermind has filed a lawsuit alleging he was a victim of child pornography. Spencer Eldon, now 30 years old, claims.
So that's what you want your name and legacy to be tied to? Jesus Christ! Okay, honestly, pornography, as defined by the Supreme Court, is content of a sexual nature without any redeeming social value. And so, unfortunately, I think if it actually made it to the Supreme Court, they would say that this falls under artistic social value. Because you can see, remove the photograph from the fact that it's an album cover. Remove that entirely and just look at that alone. You can see it as art. That there is artistic value here. It's a naked baby in the water chasing a dollar bill. Like, you don't have to like it. You can think
Weird
it's
Al
crass. You can think
Yankovic
it's
has parodied you. You're done.
Yes,
It's
I mean-
hard at this point.
I mean, well, yeah. And you can think it's disgusting. You can think it's vile. You can think it's obscene. You can think it's horrible, but art it still is. Oh no.
He's Jeremy says he's just upset that his penis has never changed.
Oh my god! Best comment section ever, folks. Episode 102.
I
Holy
want to read
shit.
this. So I don't have the album cover pulled up because it does show the penis on this news article, but
That's pretty bad, Jeremy.
it says 30 years ago it was released, blah blah blah. Tuesday, that baby, 30-year-old Spencer Eldon, sued surviving band members Dave Grohl. Gee, I wonder why Dave Grohl is involved in this. And Chris, I can't pronounce that name. Kurt Cobain.
He doesn't really care. He doesn't want any of his. He's not after his money either. He's just after Dave Grohl's money.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah.
So,
Well,
And
and Kurt
throw the other
Cobain's
guy in.
estate and wife, which is what's that bitch's name?
Courtney Love.
Courtney Love. She has
Courtney Love.
75% of everything Nirvana ever did. She gets a drummer who was out of the band before the album was recorded. Photographer Kurt Weddle and albums art director Robert Fisher. And a list of current and defunct record labels claiming the photo of him on the album cover constitutes child pornography. Eldon is seeking 150 grand from each defendant. The image has generally been, this is in quotes, okay? Quotation here. The image has generally been understood as a statement on capitalism, as it includes the digital imposition of a dollar bill on a fishhook that the baby appears to enthusiastically swimming toward, Variety reports. In quotes again, non-sexualized nude photos of infants are generally not considered child pornography under law. Eldon's lawyer claims in the lawsuit that the addition of the dollar bill makes naked baby Eldon look like, in quote, a sex worker.
Or Osama.
That's what it's based on.
That baby chasing a dollar bill is basically prophetic of OnlyFans. Oh my god.
No. Like, so they're right and they're wrong.
because
in
that's
this claim.
art. That's representative and symbolic
Exactly.
of things.
That was the point
Exactly.
of the album cover. Of
Yeah.
Exactly.
It was because of Kurt Cobain's hatred of commercialism, and then the realization that he had become the commercialist nightmare that he had wanted to avoid all this time. Like, yes,
and
yes,
that's why
like,
he
It's
he
the
did.
30-year-old baby realized what he symbolized and goes, "Oh, I get it."
Well,
Can
no,
I
the
make money
30-year-old
off of
baby. I was about to say, no, the 30-year-old baby realized that, money isn't infinite, desires are infinite, and resources are finite, and so he's looking for a way. Allegedly, this is just my opinion.
So,
He's
let's
looking for
just-
a payout out of this, and so that's why
Let's
he's
be
spread it
frank.
among so many people. 150
Yes.
grand. If they all settle out of court for $40,000 a piece, not a bad day in court, now is it?
Now, before you pop that up, Chicken, because I already knew where you were going and I see it ready. Do you think he has a leg to stand on?
No,
No,
No.
I don't. It
And
won't even make it to
why?
the Supreme Court.
because
Why
this
does he
baby's
have
been
no leg
chasing
to
them
stand on?
dollar bills all fucking life. This
Oh, he
motherfucker
has?
hasn't stopped chasing this fucking dollar
How
bill.
so?
Well, we have video footage of 5 other attempts of him chasing dollar bills. y'all.
Really?
no,
In
like
what
here's-
regard? Oh!
Now, see, here's the thing. Like
Wait
when
a
you show
minute.
this,
He recreated the photo in a time lapse of his age.
here's the
5
thing.
fucking times.
You got to realize this, though, folks. Like, understand the frustration that has to be manifest in this person, because this is something that before he was ever even consciously aware had defined his existence, and clearly does, even to this moment, still defines his existence. And he's never been able to actually monetize it in any way. And so he's trying.
It looks like he has 5 times.
Yeah.
Well, taking pictures isn't monetizing. He's trying to get paid. Like I said,
Oh, you know,
he's going
goddamn
for
well,
150.
this dude
Why didn't he
got
start a
paid for at least
podcast?
one of these. This dude got paid for at least
We'd
one
have
of
him
these
on.
recreation photos. And you
We'd have him
can't
on.
tell me he didn't get fucking paid or his family didn't get paid because of the original picture. And he got paid at least one fucking time for one of these recreated images. So even if he got paid one time because of the recreated images, he has no leg to stand on here. And this is just digging fucking deep. And you know what? It's probably going to work to some extent. He's going to get a shitty little check, and it's probably going to be enough to fill up a tank of gas, buy a carton of smokes, and waste the rest in a fucking gambling machine somewhere. Good times.
So I think Phil's got a point to where I'm not 100% sure you went after the same way I am, but like he's had this weird expectation of himself his whole life. Like he's the baby of one of the most iconic albums ever made in the entire fucking art world ever. And like, how do you live up to that expectation? Now, maybe I'm just speculating here. I'm just going to say, I have a feeling he has no real personality and doesn't have anything interesting to say. And so that's why he has to take pictures of himself recreating this, because here's what happens when you see somebody who's got a personality that recreates shit like that. Usually they're comedians or they're celebrities and they're funny or they're interesting to pay attention to. Cause like, if I told you guys, hey guys, I was the baby on Nirvana's album, 30 years ago, you guys would be like, no fucking shit. Why didn't you do anything with that? Be like, well, I was kind of a I was kind of a dumbass until I was 30. So
I got really into the late 90s.
Now I understand the pictures he takes when he was a kid. Like that's understandable. It
was probably mom and dad did that.
Yeah, the older it got, the weirder it gets. Like I'm sorry, it's just like
the 5 o'clock shadow one on the end is my favorite. The hair's everywhere.
Now here's my other counter. If he were to start a band and make his own album cover, I think he's perfectly within his rights to use the original Nirvana picture. I don't think they can sue him. I think he should be perfectly within his right if he starts some band.
I love how somebody red dotted out the penis on this.
Well, yes, thank you. It was like, hey everybody, we're Clusterfuck. How we doing? I'm the guy that was on the Nirvana. Check out my new album cover. You might have seen it once or twice. I think he's perfectly within his right. I don't think you can actually sue him for it. That would be a fascinating case. That one I would want to see adjudicated all the way to the Supreme Court. This one, though, like I said, pornography is described as content of a sexual nature with no socially redeeming value. So that's now I'll never forget. Eric Bischoff one time said that was Vince Russo's booking. Sexual content with no socially redeeming value.
Yeah.
I was like, damn it. Oh, wow.
It's true.
Yeah, that's too fun. It's so that was my first thought. So this guy, unfortunately, in my amateur lawyer opinion, you've got no case. What are your damages? What is he damaged? What is he out?
No, he's got nothing here. Just the recreations alone. They had to be used in some form. I haven't looked into this at all, but I would assume at least one of those recreated images did get him some form of monetary gain. So damn well he's been taken care of in some form or fashion.
And it applies to this, and that's why he's asking everybody for $150,000. It's a little trick in contract negotiations. If you are standing on solid ground, and you ask for the stars and they get you halfway to the moon, you're still a fuck of a lot further than you were originally. So that's what he's doing. He's asking for the stars, hoping to get halfway to the moon. That's it. That's all he's wanting. And so that's some of them are going to settle out of court, and he's probably going to, I'm betting he's going to net at least $100K.
I don't know if it gets that much.
Zombie Batman heading down for 30 minutes or so. Have a great night. Get back. If we're not, we're gonna drop a link. Make sure you check the chat when you get back. We will be on a post show as always. please.
It'll be spicy. I've got a couple of spicy memes that I've been just looking for the right time to drop, guys. So
Oh, no.
Should we
be on the lookout for that.
Should we save that for a post-show exclusive or?
Oh, yeah, I can't drop those on this show. Like that's insta-ban.
Oh, so what you're saying is they are too hot for YouTube, and so you got to come to the
They're
post show.
Probably too hot for the post show.
One thing on post show, we're not going to talk about it here, but this story, Capitol cop who shot Ashley Babbitt, came on TV tonight. We're gonna talk through this a little bit on the post show, just because none of us, I don't think any of us have watched the interview yet. And haven't had a time to digest it, but we all knew who this guy was heading into it, and now it's confirmed. He's had an interview, and so yeah, we'll talk about this and much, much more coming up on our post show. Feel free to join us. I will drop a link in the comments for all of you plebs that wish to join us. Or more.
You don't have to jump in on camera. You can just be a viewer. Whichever way you want to go.
That's right.
Yeah, this is like the after party. This is the VIP section of the Big Buckin' Empire, the post show. Like, yeah, this is the velvet rope gets opened for only the select few, which is you at home.
Yeah, and
Nice.
very rarely
Nice.
do we have one that we can actually upload.
True.
Yeah,
It's usually too hot for YouTube.
It's like it was an hour and a half long. There was 3 minutes of stuff we could use.
Like I don't know what it costs to like have my own server to like run a backup website for our videos. Like, but at this point, like I have all of our post shows saved, and like hardly any of them have we done anything with them. I can't post them. I can't do anything with them because I'm like, yeah, that'll get us banned. That'll get us banned. That'll get us banned. Like everything we said on most of those will get us banned.
We need an OnlyFans.
Yeah, even OnlyFans might ban us on some of those. But that's,
Well, Chicken,
I'm
since
just
we're
being
talking about
real.
the post show, shall I, sir?
Yes, tear it up, Phil.
Well, folks, as I'm known to say around here, all that being said, thank you, Urasama. God bless. Folks, thank you for being here this evening at the Big Buckin' Empire Dog and Chicken Show, episode 102. Oh, well, whatever. Never mind. Folks, I am your King of Extreme, Phil KOE. You can find me at KOE Nation on YouTube and Twitch. That is K as in King, O as in the, oh my God, it's Phil KOE. E as in Extreme, KOE Nation on YouTube and Twitch, folks. You know it's the right thing to do. You can find this guy up here at Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast on YouTube and Spotify. Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast. Also, this guy, this beautiful man up here, Norwalk IRL on YouTube and Big Buckin' Empire YouTube and Facebook. You need to be sure to subscribe to all of these. Follow us all so you can keep up with all of this Big Buckin' KOE Tony G content. Folks, I am your King of Extreme, Phil KOE, the man of the hour, the man with the power, the man that makes the other podcast cower. Folks, raise a glass to yourselves. Thank you for being here. Thank you for joining us. God bless every last one of you. I hope to find you back here happy, healthy, much the wiser. Tony Chicken, take it away.
Sorry, I was distracted there for a second.
Whew, I know
No.
I'm hypnotic.
Yeah, that's one word. No, I don't know what we're going to talk about next week. We got to see. Phil's got fucking harvest coming up, so his time's going to be limited. So when we do get Phil, we're going to try to make the best of it moving forward.
Yep. I've got a lot of our content that we've been recording over the last few weeks. It's going to be dropping during harvest. So that's kind of how I'm going to trying to tide over all of you beautiful people while I'm in the fields harvesting.
We had a lot of fun.
Probably we're probably going to have to knock out the college football thing next week.
I think so. I think that's episode 103. College football fans, make sure you stick around for our pre-record for 103. I think that's the next episode as we head into the college football season, and then I don't know if that'll be a live show, but yes, more election
we can
stuff.
record.
should come along. And we have bonus material from when you guys came down that I still have to get through and upload. So there'll be some random fucking bonus videos. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, and turn those alerts on, because you never know when I'm gonna like pull up and randomly drop some fucking clips of some crazy shit over the next couple weeks that just for your enjoyment. And make sure, the biggest thing though, fucking share this with people. Like you want us to keep doing this? Like, we'll probably keep doing it no matter what you do, but like, it makes us feel better when like more people actually like join and start watching and start commenting. So appreciate it when you get more people to say, hey, yeah, this is kind of cool stuff. Yeah, we like it. Pretty based. Like, I get it. We're not too shocking most of the time, but some people just need to hear some pretty base shit sometimes, because the world's crazy today, folks.
Well, like I said, though, we are some of the most amazingly big-brained and also a cast of characters that basically, like, pretty much the biggest penises, the biggest brains, the biggest everything you're going to find right here at Big Buck and Empire. Like, there's just nobody better.
Yeah, well, and I just had over on Norwalk.
We're going there, are we? Yes.
I did. No, I agree with you 100%, Phil. I just did my Norwalk interview with Dante for a second time. At the end of it, we started talking about like Joe Rogan and podcasting. He's like, well, one of my buddies is in good with Joe Rogan. So I am technically 2 degrees away from
Whoa.
Jesus.
All right.
Like, oh
New
my
goal.
God. We were in the same house.
I thought I was like 12 degrees from Rogan, but now I'm like 2 degrees from Rogan.
We were in the same house, Tony. As someone,
I
2
know.
So we're like
degrees from
3
Rogan.
degrees.
You guys are 3 degrees.
Whoa!
I know, right?
That's pretty
Dude.
crazy.
So
Like,
make sure you
tomorrow we all go into work talking like we're big shit.
Check out Noah Rock IRL. Check out KOE Nation. Check out Revolutionary Wrestling Podcast. Check out Big Bucking Entertainment and Dog and Chicken Show. All are on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, all over the goddamn place. Appreciate y'all. Love you. As always, Tony, take it away.
Thanks, everybody. Fire comment section tonight. Absolutely fucking great. Some absolutely classic comments. Not all of them we could actually put up, but I put up as many fire ones as we could. But yes, please do like, share, subscribe as normal. All of them. All the channels, all the platforms. Please join us in the post show if you would like. It's going to be a good time. I got a couple of really good stuff lined up. And of course, a hot, spicy topic. Links down there. Be ready. Be prepared. Be scared. Love you.
As always.
Cheers.
Cheers. Appreciate you. Love you. Nah.
And see if it just smooths itself out.
Back, tell you what I'll do. If I ever get back, I promise to refabricate you, raging rivers of gold. That's what the brochure advertised. And now we're lost, we gotta take it down.